students. So today we'll start with the next part, which is AIDS. AIDS, you know it. Another name, the full form of AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Now we'll see what AIDS is. It is caused by single-stranded RNA virus. It is caused by a virus whose genetic material is single-stranded RNA, which is also known as a retrovirus. Now, whenever you study molecular biology or biology, you have to know what is central dogma. For a protein to be synthesized in our body, DNA is converted to RNA, which is converted or from which protein is synthesized. So this process where DNA is converted to RNA, it is known as transcription. And when RNA is converted to protein, this is translation. Now, if it is a retrovirus, the genetic material will be RNA. So here one more process comes where RNA is converted to DNA and the rest is the same. So this conversion of RNA to DNA is known as reverse transcription, which requires an enzyme reverse transcriptase. Okay, so this part is known as central dogma, and in case of retroviruses, this extra step is required, which is reverse transcription. So now we'll see the structure of this virus which causes AIDS. A protein capsid will be there. This is the protein capsid. It consists of RNA. This is RNA. RNA will have the enzyme reverse transcriptase. This is reverse transcriptase enzyme. This is the enzyme. There will be another layer which consists of certain glycoproteins. These glycoproteins will be throughout the virus, and this is known as GP120, which this GP120 is antigenic. So it is covered by a mask. It is layered by a mask, which makes it non-antigenic. So this cannot, so since this is a virus and this GP120 is antigenic, okay, so it should produce antibodies, but since it is masked by this non-antigenic layer, so this virus cannot produce antibodies. So the first case of AIDS was reported in 1981 in USA. Okay, and in India in 1986 in Chennai. You have to know one more thing, it comes sometimes. 1st December is known as World AIDS Day. Now, the symptoms of the disease: mild fever, infections, loss of weight. These infections become severe later. This can also lead to cancer of the skin. So these are the symptoms. Now you have to know the life cycle of the virus. Now we have been saying retrovirus. Now what is the name of this retrovirus that causes AIDS? That is HIV, human immunodeficiency virus. Immunodeficiency, why? Because this virus makes the immune system of the human or the person it infects very weak. So it is immunodeficiency virus. Okay, and the syndrome is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Now you have to see how the virus infects. Suppose this is the virus. This virus has glycoproteins and this is the host T helper cell. This is the host T helper cell. This is the virus. Now this GP120 will come in contact. This has GP120. This has CD4 receptor. This GP120 and CD4 receptor will connect to each other. They will touch each other, and after that, what happens? This T helper cell is of the host. This virus will come in contact with the host. Means GP120 will come in contact with CD4, and the T helper cells of the host will rupture. All the cells will rupture. So as a result, these T helper cells, what is their function? Their function is to stimulate the B cells to produce antibodies. Now if these T helper cells are ruptured, they are gone, then the B cells will not be able to produce antibody. So the immune system of the person will become weak, and thus human immunodeficiency virus. This life cycle of HIV, and says this immune system of the person becomes very weak, so any infection can occur in the person as a result of that. So many symptoms are seen. So this life cycle of HIV means this part is given clearly in a flowchart diagrammatic way in your NCERT book. So go through that from the book. Okay, and this part is over. After this, we'll start the last part of the chapter, that is assistive reproductive technologies.